Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're discussing the popular culture of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I wanted to take a little bit of a step back and remember a cartoon back from the 1980s, which I remember very fondly. Today, people remember this cartoon more for its live-action editions and more recently for the 2015 version that just came out. However, when I was growing up, it really was an amazing cartoon. And for me, it was doubly important as it was created right here in Canada. Guys, today I want to take a look at Inspector Gadget. What can I say about Inspector Gadget? It's a wonderfully cute series. It revolves around a bumbling detective who, although he has very many technological advantages, seems to not have any real substance behind him. He's genuine in the fact that he really wants to solve crimes, but unfortunately, no matter how hard he tries, his misguided attitude towards finding clues and sleuthing just end up making the whole situation worse.
I've got to keep an eye out for this big X. X marks the spot.
Luckily, he has the help of Penny and Brain, who are his niece and his pet dog. Now, you really have to find the humor in naming your dog Brain, and really, he is the one who can actually help you solve the crimes. More often than not, Brain accompanies Inspector Gadget in secret and helps him to solve the crimes.
Atsuko, who was that?
Oh, that is our maid, Mariko.
But the real ally, the one who really helps him, is his niece Penny.
The control room. Okay. Scan program.
This is the first example of a young child, very gifted and intelligent, being able to help solve mysteries and crimes that the adults can't solve. It's a wonderful juxtapositioning of youth and experience really sort of coming together.
I hope this radar screen works. I've never used it for an underwater search. There's something there. I knew it. Boy, it's big.
What was that? There's something there.
More often than not, he's apprehending his own dog.
You there! You're under arrest! Stop in the name of the law!
It's a really interesting dynamic that the trio share. Penny, of course, was my favorite character in the series, as she was able to communicate with Brain through her textbook. The whole series revolves around technology and how young people, or Penny in this example, is able to use technology to communicate with Brain using a speaker in a communicator in his collar. Brain himself is an incredibly intelligent dog. He not only is able to solve crimes, but he points Inspector Gadget in the right direction, so that it always appears that he's the one who's doing most of the work.
Presto!
Let's get down to business then, shall we?
Oh,
Gadget!
But you have to ask yourself, what is it that Inspector Gadget is fighting against? Well, there's an organization called M.A.D, and they are as far as we can tell, a secret organization which is out to destabilize the world. The main antagonist, Dr. Claw, is a mysterious individual who, in the entire series, is never shown. We never see his face. The only thing we ever see of him is his, well, gigantic fist. It represents him, and the emotions that he's actually able to showcase with this one hand are pretty incredible. The waving of it, the actual stroking of his cat to show that he's, in a good mood, are all really indicative of a mastermind at work. And we really do feel this gravitas of this mastermind criminal who's able to command his forces from his, well, lounge chair beside a fireplace. It's really quite wonderful.
And the perfect opportunity to show the world the supremacy of M.A.D. A.M.A.D. cat.
The M.A.D organization has numerous agents in its employ, and they can be anywhere from seductresses to master criminals, pickpockets to bomb makers. It's a wonderful myriad of different enemies which Inspector Gadget has to foil in one way or another. This also leads Inspector Gadget on multiple different adventures in many regions of the world, whether it's Paris, the Alps, somewhere in Canada, some remote regions of America. You can pretty much take Inspector Gadget anywhere, and he's able to, with the help of Penny and Brain, solve all these situations that he's found himself caught in.
I can find. Whoa!
Uncle Gadget!
Uncle Gadget, wait!
Chief Quimby, who we're never really told what the police department he's actually in charge of, is the man who dispenses Inspector Gadget's assignments. And he appears in the most unusual of situations. He could be hiding in a box. He could be disguised as a woman. He could be hanging upside down in a tree. Chief Quimby is always putting himself in mortal danger whenever he contacts Inspector Gadget, as each and every time he has to give him an assignment, the self-destructing message tends to blow up in his face. And no matter how hard he tries to keep the message away from him, it always manages to sneak in and explode in an opportune moment.
Well, he did say that to deliver this message, there would have to be lots of wide open spaces between us. Chief, what are you doing? This message will self-destruct. The wings on this aeroplane are too far back. Ha! I'm sure you'll find this design more aerodynamically sound.
No, no, no!
Penny, being a very young child, I think no more than 10 or 12 years old, is gifted. She obviously has a wonderful sense of how to solve crimes. She also has the accompaniment of her dog, Brain. But together, they actually help to point Inspector Gadget in the right direction to actually accidentally solve these crimes. It's quite perplexing, and yet touching at the same time. But that's not to say that Penny doesn't get into the situation herself. Oftentimes, she's actually caught up in the whole ordeal, sometimes being trapped in crates or even kidnapped in certain regards. It can be quite harrowing at times, as her life is actually put on the line many, many times.
Oh, it's Zuko, good to see you.
Some of my favorite episodes are ones in which Inspector Gadget seems to exhibit almost Samson-esque qualities. What do I mean by this? Well, whenever Inspector Gadget has a mustache, it seems as if his competence level almost increases tenfold. Look them up. Anytime Inspector Gadget has a mustache, it seems as though he can almost solve a mystery all by himself. He becomes incredibly aware of his environment. His gadgets work almost 100% of the time, which is very rare. And he ends up saving Penny and Brain while solving the mysteries. In the end, Penny and Brain still have to help somewhere along the line. But for the most part, Inspector Gadget solved the mystery all on his own.
buddy. That's it. You're under arrest. Brain, my loyal friend, what are you doing? Free boss! Brain, you're freeing the suspect.
Now I've got its frequency.
Stop, Beast. Destroying private property is a federal offense. Look over there, Brain. It's Dr. Claw's secret shuttle. Wowzers! What have you done with my dog? Hey, come back here!
What I really appreciated was the Gadget Van. That was an amazing vehicle, which could transform into a car for speedy situations. I really did love it whenever he had to do an actual chase and you saw the car transform right in front of your eyes. It really was something. The Inspector Gadget series was voiced by a talented cast, including Don Adams as Inspector Gadget, Cree Summer as Penny, Dan Hennessy as Chief Quimby, and the multifaceted Frank Welker, who voiced Dr. Claw, Brain, and Madcap. The original Inspector Gadget series was one of the staples of my childhood. I remember waking up very early in the morning before going to school and enjoying each and every episode as it came out. It was only later that I found out in university, when I was trying to choose my college of choice, that Inspector Gadget was actually produced, directed here in Ontario, Canada, where I grew up. I so wanted to become an animator and actually follow in the footsteps of the Inspector Gadget series. Unfortunately, life has its twists and turns, and I never actually made it into animation. But I was able to visit Sheridan College, where the inklings of Inspector Gadget were first born. Well guys, that'll about do it for my look back at Inspector Gadget. It remains to this day one of my fondest memories of growing up in the 80s. I remember watching it and thinking to myself, man, that guy is ridiculous. He can't do anything right. But it was Penny and Brain who inspired me as a child, making me realize that there are more things that I can do on my own. And even your parents and the ones who take care of you could also use your help. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a like. It really helps me out. And if you have any questions or suggestions on anime, pop culture, toys, collectibles, or anything else you'd like me to review, please leave that in the comment section below. And consider subscribing, as it helps YouTube realize that I'm doing a good job and that you guys enjoy my work. Well guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Geek proud. Check out some of the other episodes I've done. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter.